Really? I just went through that whole freaking thing with no sound. All right, let's restart this. Well, when Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma November 2021 in the dead of night, he said it was because one of the major reasons he said was because of the fact that you could not recruit elite players to Norman in Oklahoma. I guess he was right. He couldn't. Oklahoma still can. Welcome to... Is it still muted? It's not muted now. Tell me if we're still muted. You guys are killing me. I'm killing me. Let me make sure we're good here on the settings. Should be good. Are you guys showing? Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Oh, good, good. All right. Anyway, apparently he still can't, but Oklahoma, Coach Venables and Coach DeMarco Murray can. So Lincoln was definitely right. You know, he still can't recruit even elite players anywhere. But this one's awesome, guys. This one's definitely freaking awesome to see not just any player come over here, but an elite running back who everybody was just so sure USC was going to sink their teeth into. He was going to be running for the Trojans. And you figure with the offensive reputation of Lincoln, it was probably going to happen, particularly in view of the fact that OU has got so much depth at running back. You got guys in the stable right now that pretty much figure to be big time players at OU for years to come. But now you're adding the number one back in the country. It's got to piss off Texas too, which is another plus. Pretty good stuff, right? Yeah, try that in a small town. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, chicken. All right. So let me run through this a little bit. Hank, glad to see you back. Let's see what he's saying. Salty, and for some reason, Shorthorn fans are what else would you expect? Never flinch. Bishop Frank, thank you. Yeah, handwriting's on the wall. Listen, this is what it is, right? What do you think about that for right there? I'm going to run through these a little bit more. There again is the Norman Cam. He's busy with a bone. And here I am now. So, yeah, Muted. So, glad I'm all back here. The timing of his comment, slap in the face too. I see. What did he say exactly? Because I didn't see that. I didn't notice that you had said that until right about the time I was going to come on live. So wanted to take a look at that. Tell me what he had to say. Lincoln, he's always got, it wasn't an excuse, I'm sure. I'm guessing it was an excuse. That's what he does. That's kind of what he does. What'd you guys think of the Norman cam? Like that? Everybody like that? Look, this is a big day. And I think this is going to jump the OU rankings and the 247 rankings as it is to number 16 in the country. The current recruiting rankings. Imagine what's going to happen when Stoney, Nigel Smith, Williams Winery, and others join the fray, which should be coming soon. We obviously have Williams Winery. His announcement will come on the 1st. I would suspect that you're probably going to see Stoney come in there somewhere right after that. David Stone Jr., for those who don't know. That would be the number 1 and number 2 defensive tackles in the country. But then another thing that we saw today, which was kind of cool, and I normally don't do this because you know how I am about recruiting stuff. I don't jump too far ahead on any of it. I don't sit here and look at every board and just drive myself crazy like some people do. But Nigel Smith right now has picked up another forecast for Oklahoma. This one has OU at over 80%. The closest suitor that I thought was coming in at was Ohio State, and they're showing around 2%. Texas A&M being just slightly ahead of them. So that's huge. But listen, I've been telling you guys this for a month and a half, that Nigel is going to be a Sooner. So if it happens, just remember where you heard it first. Okay. It's hard not to get excited. It is. Hey, listen, it is what it is. And listen, guys, I've been saying this for a while when it came to Nigel, though. And I mean, we heard it from JJ that, was according to what he understood. And this came from Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald said it was basically a lock to OU. A lock. We're talking about the best there is in the business right now. And he was coming out saying that way ahead of time. He's still my favorite recruit in the class, period. You watch him play basketball. You watch him do the things that he does on the football field. He's explosive, just completely explosive. And I love watching him play, and I love the attitude that he brings to the game. Whenever all that stuff happened with the kid that went to Oregon, we don't even need to say his name, Zadavian Sims. When he went to Oregon and everybody was freaking out on Twitter, he came out with probably one of the best comments I've seen on Twitter ever from a kid. Basically, there was a lot of the negative stuff going on as far as coming from other programs saying, why would you want to go there now? Look at the way they treat their kids or treat kids that don't come there, blah, blah, blah. He goes, why would I take advice from somebody or what did he say? Why would I take criticism from somebody I'd never take advice from? What a freaking great comment, right? What a great comment. So I love it, man. I'm telling you. Let's see. Sooners dare to go through the fire, period. Hey, man, you ain't wrong, Bishop Frank. You're not wrong. Yeah, look, it won't be a D line. It's a power line. I like it. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I had a feeling. I mean, I think we all kind of saw this coming. And Hank, I think you were one of the people that were saying it the other day or last week or something when they were saying that they were already making excuses in LA, whenever he had announced that he was down to 2. It was pretty badass, right? Hopefully Notre Dame will land KVA so I can troll the hell out of time. Oh, yes. Where's he at? I can't believe he's not on my show jumping in here chirping. Can't kick him out. If Pringle shows up, that's the one person you can't kick out there, Hank. Can't do it because we're just going to beat him to death in here, okay? Don't do it. Don't kick him. All right. So, all right. Along with that, something that you noticed that was being said. Hold on, let me go back to this real quick. See what you're saying here, Nigel. Hand combat game, man. It is right. I think you're right on the money there, Bishop Frank. Hey, what I saw of what I've seen of his tape and stuff like that, and I've seen a ton of it, but I like to watch his basketball. I like to, because you can tell a lot about players that play multiple sports when you watch them play their other sport, right? And to me, when you can get the ball on the block, and I did a short recently when I put that short out, he gets the ball on the block and just straight up two-handed slam. And I mean, yeah, he's 6'3", but man, there's not a lot of guys that can do that. You usually got to have a running start or whatever, even if you're a dunker at all in high school. This dude is just freaking power slamming it from the block, one step, boom. It's just really, really good. And that's something that when you do watch these guys play other sports, and of course, Taylor Tatum, what are you doing there? Hey, get off of that. When you see what Taylor Tatum does, hold on, I'm going to have to get this dog. Hey. Well, they're trying to eat the desk again. I mean, I heard a story earlier today on Taylor Tatum. This was awesome. This was before he actually made his announcement. But he goes, and he wasn't a guy that ran a lot of track. I guess he ran it part-time or whatever. But last season, they asked him if he would fill in real quick in the 4x1 relay. He goes in there, fills in. They blow away the competition in this thing. As soon as he's done, he runs off the track, runs across the street to the baseball park, puts on his uniform, leads off the game with a home run. It's insane. It's insane, man. Hey, what are you doing? Look, this is a dog. Sit down. Down. Hey, sorry, guys. 6 5-star recruits. That's where they would be landing. Yeah, if they end up with the rest of what they were talking about, yeah. What are we saying? Absolutely not about their Hankster. Let's take a look at some of this. Let's take a look at some of his. I want to look at his film here. One second, folks. And this is a big commitment, though. It's a big commitment, and and it is. I think you're right, guys. It's kind of hard to not get excited about this. And what I would go ahead and warn is that we know one thing's for sure is that nothing is real until it's on paper. Let's just keep that. Let's just keep that like that. Hey, yeah, I'm glad you're here live too, man. That's awesome. Good stuff. Until it's on paper in December, none of it really matters. And that's what you're going to hear from the SC crowd, and they've, of course, jumped quite a bit. They've got a nice little class going for them too. We'll see how that ends up. But right now you're looking at Taylor Tatum and Devon Mitchell. These are two. Devon would be a 5-star. And they don't have Taylor Tatum as a 5-star. What? That's weird. 247 doesn't have him as a 5-star. Devon is a 5-star, was the number one tight end in the class. They're showing him as for the 2025 class, but since he's going to reclassify to 2024, they've got him dropped to the number 7 in the position. That might be a bit low. He's still in national top 100 there. But Taylor's probably going to get to 5-star on 247's list, I would imagine, as well, by the time all's said and done. Zion Kearney obviously would be another possible 5-star there. He's also in the national top 100 as well. We'll have to wait and kind of see what happens with that. But let's look at Taylor's. Let me get to his highlights real quick, and I'll share that screen with you. Junior season highlights. One second here. Present. You see those stats? Look at the way he just runs away from these folks. Like, he'll get past the line, and he's out running these safeties and corners like it's nothing. Look at this. Like, the guy's got an angle, not anymore. Right? Insane. Extra mad. Hey, I did walk him before the pod. Oh, look at this. Kind of reminds you of Le'Veon Bell a little bit, the way that he kind of waits for the hole to open up. Ooh. Ooh. Bruh. Yeah. Thing you know, 4.53 is just fast, man. It's still fast. I mean, you can, when you think about it, that a couple of hundredths of a second makes you seem blazing fast, but you probably couldn't tell that with your eyes. You know what I mean? Plus, game speed is different. You're right, chicken. But he shakes these guys off too, on the defender side too, man. He just does a great job. Look at this. Bye. He just runs away from him easily. Ooh, I like hearing that. Yeah, 247's got him listed at 4.53, but I've heard anywhere from, I've heard he's running 4.4 as well. And you look at his game speed, it doesn't look different. Again, the human eye could pick that up. That's why they have stopwatch. Stopwatch. Look at this, though. It was lucky. Yeah, right? Yeah, he just, this guy's angle, it's gone. That dude should have been able to catch up with him easily, right? If he had some speed. It's unbelievable. Hey, folks, if you are not already a subscriber to this page, do what Chicken said. Hit that like button, subscribe, and if you'd like to make a donation, you can hit that super chat button at any time as well. What kind of awesome story was that, though, about him helping run in the 4x100, then leads off the baseball game with a home run about 5 minutes later? You know, if they had been playing football, he had to have averaged over almost 3 touchdowns a game. More than 3 touchdowns a game, because he had 7 receiving touchdowns. He had 32 on the ground. So, yeah, he was scoring 3 a game. Imagine that. Oh, yes. Yes, I'd love to hear it, too. You won't hear anything from him. Crickets. That's what's coming from Colin Cowherd. Yeah, he's a stud, man. Boom, boom. You're afraid to truck anybody. He's already got that. He's already got some good weight on him too at 225, man. His balance, so look at that balance. Good grief. Thank you, Bishop Frank. Appreciate that. Boomer all in. Let's go. Let's go. Excited about this all day long. So yeah, if they end up with 6, that's, man, I'll tell you what, that's insane, because you think about it, they got 3 of them last season, which already was good when you have 6 top 100 players in the mix as well. That was a number 4 class. This thing's probably going to jump up to as high as like 2 or 3, I would think. If you add the top 2 defensive tackles in the country, there's no way it could have. Oh. Wow, man. That's so cool. Catching the ball out of the backfield. Love that. Oh, bro. That's like playing video game stuff right there. You see Michael Hawkins' dad today, he was tweeting about it too. He goes, now it's getting serious. Insane, man. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Yeah, right? Would this be Heisman Trophy number 8 for Schmitty? Or will Jackson get number 8 and then he gets number 9? That's just ridiculous. And it's effortless looking, guys. It's just effortless looking. Ooh, me too. I like it. Hey, listen, everybody still got him expected to come too. Hey, and listen, all right, hold on. As soon as we're done with this, I'm going to pull this back up too. All right, so you've also got with Zay Robinson. I mean, good grief. Wow. Pretty much a 24 karat deal, right? Bishop Frank. Hey, man, no limit, special tactical task force, soul mission, nation, pulling on championships mindset now. Oh, love it. Love it, Bishop Frank. That's awesome. Love it. That's awesome, man. 8, then 9. Yeah, heck yeah, man. Yeah, he's got a nice old line. They do agree. Yeah, I agree with you there. But the thing is that this guy just destroys all angles, right? I mean, the angles are just over with. What have they been saying? We should go on and take a look. They can be hating all they want to. That's fine. Let them talk. It's all good. All right. Man, I'm pumped. I don't know about you guys. I am pumped. This is awesome. Yeah, man. Let's see. I'm going to look at his. Good grief. So you also have crystal ball predictions coming. Yeah, we're going to look at Nigel here in just a second on some of that kind of stuff. But yeah, listen, for him to make that commitment today was just huge for OU. Just a big deal, you know? Dang. Did you just send me that? On Tyva's video about. Nice. I love it. What's up, Professor? What you doing, man? We were in here taking a look. You should go back and watch this Taylor Tatum highlights, man. He's gonna don't worry, you'll get to see plenty of them in their national championship season in about 2 years. Yeah, so it'll be awesome. Beats conversation, leave no doubt that we are ready and all in. Hey, man, no doubt about it. And like I said, hey, they say James Peoples and Caden Durham are better. Wow, man. I don't know. He's the number 1 ranked guy. That's all I know. He's the number one ranked guy on all of them. So if they're better, then wow, right? The bottom line is this, and then you start thinking about add that to the running back room. Just think about this running back room right now. You know, right now you've got, you've got two freshmen coming in that last year, with Hollywood Smothers and then what was the other kid? Hollywood, and then is it Durham? Yeah, no, not Durham, but just, and then even you've got, I'm gonna go get to our roster and just kind of look at this. Let's take a look at the OU roster, because I want somebody to show me a better running back room than the one that you have in Oklahoma. It's just crazy. With Caleb Hicks, then Javonte Barnes, of course, he's going to be playing this year a lot of that time. With Javonte, and then obviously, I'm looking here. I was just looking at all this speed as we're going through here. Good grief. Oh, man. With Sawchuk and, Javonte and Gavin Sawchuk, how do you take the ball out of their hands? You know what I mean? How do you take the ball out of their hands? Yeah, Caleb Hicks. Yeah. Oh, man. What? Ty said he's going to wear burnt orange this year? Oh, no. I will be on his show with Auburn gear like crazy. Oh, really? No, they don't. Come on, man. Think about this. They don't this year. And that's what the guys that are in the room right now. I don't think that they're better. There's no way. No way they don't have the best room. I'm with you, Brian. With you all the way. Right? Because think about this. All right. You've got, we'll share it. Let's go to running backs. Let me share this for you. We'll just go through some of this anyways. Yeah, and then you got Megwa still. That's a sophomore. There's a lot of these guys. Tawi, there's a lot of freaking running back talent. Gavin, of course, slated to be a starter this year, along with Javonte Barnes. Tawi Walker. You've got, good grief, man. Let's go through. We haven't even talked about the upperclassmen that you still haven't really got a chance to see a ton of because of injuries. And I'm telling you, this is the worst. The rubber's going to meet the road here pretty soon. All this stuff is going to stack up. And what are you going to be able to do with this team? And then we start talking about freaking defensively. What happens whenever they do get all these guys that they're talking about? And we're talking, Nigel Smith. I've been telling you guys for a month and a half that this guy's going to OU. Sooner Cowboy. Remember? I've been telling you for a month and a half. They projected him today. Then you've got, you got Marcus Major. That's going to be, I hope that he stays healthy this year. I really do. And I was trying to find out. Let's see, I had him up here. I want to make sure if they've got him as a junior or a senior, because I don't know if he has another year. If not, this is it. This is like his last opportunity, and I want to see him do well with it. But they're going to be able to go with a hot hand, really, if you think about it. Jacquez Petaway. Oof, oof, oof. Thinking about speed. There you go. Brandon Thompson. There's some more speed. Where was that dude? Yeah, Smothers, Hollywood. Dude, I can't even. Just look at this entire roster, man. There's no way. Javante, Caleb Hicks, and that's the one that K. Chris kept talking. He said he looks like he's ready right now. Like he's ready right now. Yeah, so's the guy that they just got today there, Professor. So is Tatum. So I mean, there's a bunch of NFL backs on this roster. It's the best roster in the country, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Oops. Yeah. I just want to see about that. Marcus. Yeah. He's a redshirt senior. This is his last opportunity. I'm really hoping that he's able to do something with that this year. I really am. And, you always need that third, fourth guy anyway, but I can imagine that you're going to see a lot of times where these guys are going to get reps and then they end up just going with the guy with the high hand, And this is the way that you can go in there and just pound the rock. You guys are always talking about how you want to see them control the clock. When you got running backs like this, you can do that. You can do that, although you might see a bunch of them breaking into the hole as well. Yeah. From one game that he played, give me solid Chuck overall. Hey, still, he looked really freaking good against Florida State. He did. And supposedly Florida State's defense is supposed to be better. They weren't great. So, yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. It's an exciting day, though. It's an exciting day, especially when you take him away from Lincoln. That's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. I mean, they did have to close that fan club registration, though. And, that's a sad deal. But I don't know. Good times, good times. Yeah, this is not a you're correct. I'll give you that. This is not. And last year, we can say whatever we want about that, but that's last year's over with. They've recruited the way that they needed to. They've worked the portal the way that they needed to. Here we are. Here we are. So this is what it is, man. So I didn't get a ton of people that I guess watched that video, but did anybody see the one that I was talking about with the just to kind of jump off the subject just a little bit? Actually, let me show you one more thing, and then I want to show you one more thing. This was kind of a big deal, I thought. I think what played a big part in that recruitment is knowing they're going to the SEC. The whole school is getting a chance to play SEC football and SEC baseball is a good opportunity for me. Running backs coach DeMarco Murray led the charge in recruiting for Tatum, who had close to 40 offers. 40 offers. Nearly every powerhouse program coast to coast. Now, that kind of brings you, I'll break out into that other stuff in a minute. That brings you to DeMarco Murray. Wow. Every room he goes into, he just seems to win. It's like he's still playing for OU because the dude was a workhorse back. He got he was the dude that, and you want to talk about, that was a 5-star guy that was way up the list as far as recruits were concerned. Another guy that they pulled away from USC and Pete Carroll at that time, those were the two that were in it. So DeMarco did, kind of pulled the same deal with those guys, or with Tatum that OU pulled with him back in the day there. Yeah, man. I like Gavin a lot. I think Gavin's going to be real good, Brian. I think he's going to be really good, right? A lot of speed. But as we just saw from Tatum, this dude has breakaway speed too, man. He was killing angles. And whether it's 4.5 speed or 4 speed, whatever you want to call it, the different recruiting, they've got them different. They're showing here a 4.5. But come on. That's real. The 247 composite does have him as a 5-star. He is the number one, whether it's the 247 part or not. Yeah. Do you think so? I hadn't put it on there, so he's not. He's still chewing on that bone. But thanks, chicken. Appreciate the super chat on that, guys. You obviously, guys, as you can see here, we are open to tips. You can hit that super chat button, or get us through Cash App and Venmo. You can jump on there and do that as well. Don't forget about the official podcast merch website right above me on your right, hofmedia.us/pod-merch. Get your 4-star booty wear, or if you've been blocked by Lincoln Riley, make sure you have your badge of honor in the form of a t-shirt or tank top of your choice there. We also have your officially licensed Oklahoma gear, everything from the Jordan brand stuff all around. hofmedia.us/fanatics. Get up to 65% off everything in the store just by using our link. We get a small commission. You get up to 65% off or free shipping, or just the best deal that you can get on the internet anywhere. hofmedia.us/fanatics. If you are a tailgate person, something tells me that Bishop Frank is a tailgater and a smoker and grill guy for some reason. Something tells me that. Make sure you go check out Louisiana Grills. Grills and smokers. If you check out their Black Label line, you can jump on to our website side, hofmedia.us/Louisiana-grills. You'll get up to $100 off of anything through there. So that's awesome. All right. Where's Coach? Coach has got some stuff. He's getting ready to go on vacation, so he has some stuff he had to finish up at the foundation. So not going to make it on here tonight, but he said to tell everybody he loves you guys, and he'll see you soon. He'll definitely be on Tuesday night, but then is going on vacation Wednesday morning. So he'll actually be out for a couple of weeks. So by then, we're going to be rocking and rolling by the time he gets back 5 days a week right here. So we went up to another, I think we're at 22 or 2120. We're continuing to add subscribers. We need as many as we can get. Make sure if you are not already a subscriber to the channel, hit the button, ring the bell, make sure that you don't miss one moment of the Hall of Fame college football live stream. Let's see. All right. Yeah. But talk to me about what you guys think about DeMarco Murray, man. I mean, he's a Sooner. He continues to help make the Sooners better. It's just awesome, man. It's just awesome. And when he walks in the door, call it a wrap, right? Yeah, I saw that. Isn't that kind of weird, right? They must not be thinking very much of him. And it must be, I'm guessing that, okay, so that's going to be a Fox game is why. Big noon. That's the only thing it could be, Jeff. Only thing it could be. That's a good point. It's a good point. I really hadn't thought about it too much. I mean, I know obviously we've got a history with Kyler Murray. You know, when he was a first-round pick in baseball and the number 1 pick, of course, in the NFL draft. So that's pretty good. I like that. But yeah, that's got to be just that ding ding. What is that? Oh, okay. Oh, you must have been saying for the big noon Fox game. Yeah. It's DeMarco's world. We just living in it. Hey, man, he's just helping us live in it. It's a good thing, though, right? DMZ, man. Hey, everybody jump onto Twitter and say thank you to Coach DeMarco. He's killing it, man. And so, you know, we've been talking about it. Tatum was, every time you hear from Tatum leading up to this point, he keeps talking about how his dad and DeMar are like best friends. So pretty awesome, man, right? You did? My man, appreciate you. Thank you, Professor. Professor, say what you will then, you know, since you sent a super chat. Thank you so much. I do just see that on here. Let's check it out. Hey, thank you, man. $10 super chat from the Professor Cody. Again, that's awesome, man. If you would like to do that as well, let me jump on here. Oops. Just get on to it's HOF pod on Cash App, HOF pod on Cash App. You can do it through there or Venmo. It's HOF-pod on Venmo with the app button in front. On3 owner likes him. Yes, he does. They do indeed. Yeah, that's a great segue. Thank you, Professor. I don't know how many people saw that video that we did from our Tuesday the other night. The more I think about this, it's just crazy to me. You know, 10 guys that are committed to Florida that have had their places dropped, their ranking dropped an average of 70 places in the rankings for recruits. And not till after they recruited to, or until they committed to Florida. And at a time that nobody's doing anything, there's no competitions, they're not working anybody out right now. Everybody's getting ready to get into two-a-days and things like that, so they wouldn't be. Well, I mean, what justification do you have for changing up the rankings? It doesn't make any sense. And then you've got Josh Pate, who I generally like his show. I like him. I think, his story on how he got to where he is. I mean, hey, that's where we're trying to go. Pretty cool thing. But to me, it's a weird deal whenever you step in there and you just immediately take up for the CEO of On3, who also started Rivals and 247. So he's worked for him before. So this kind of smacks to me of, just trying to take up for your boy. And then the only explanation you give is I've had dinner with him. I've been at the dinner table with him multiple times. And so I can tell you that's not what happens. Well, okay, you're going to have to come with more than that. Yeah. Ring the bell. Ding, ding. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Jimmy. Yeah. But to me, it's just a weird deal, right? Ooh, yeah, dude. 2170. I had seen a 22 something, but wow, that's amazing. And he doesn't even run it full time. He doesn't. In fact, he almost never runs track. So that's just coming out, no work, no practice, no nothing, just coming from baseball, lining up on the track, right? Yeah, I agree. And chicken, there's no way that you can justify that. And if Pate's going to justify it with something, then give me something that I can believe in. Give me something I can believe in, because I don't want to hear how many times you've had dinner with a freaking millionaire. I just don't. It doesn't matter to me. And if you start, and here's the thing about On3, and this is something that I said on that video, that he's definitely towing the company line, Hank. But here's the thing I said about On3, guys. This is the one that gives you that NIL valuation thing. So you're going to tell me that these guys are dropping an average of 70, and then the kid, what was the kid's name? That went to, that Georgia. He flipped to Georgia, the running back, and he went up 120 places. That smacks of freaking, I mean, come on, man. It smacks of Georgia and Alabama having some kind of hold over these recruiting services, which would that surprise you? No, it wouldn't. Because the more that, coaches like that or programs like that, the more that they stay in that, I mean, the more their fan bases love them, the more great players continue to come in. I mean, and like I said, I'm not making any accusations towards any of these schools, and I'm not even really making any accusations towards these recruiting companies. I'm not. We're using one right now, looking at it here. I pay for them. But hell, you're going to have to give us a reason, and there should never even be the hint of impropriety here, and you're not giving us any answers. And there's more than hints, guys. Phil Simi took a big hit, and we know, yeah. I saw that one too. Exactly. With Colin Simmons, Caden Duran and Colin Simmons. Yeah. Yeah, listen, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's just you have to, and it is, I mean, look, they're not going to get it right all the time, and that's why you should see some discrepancy between the three major ones. Well, there's four. ESPN's kind of a joke, but there's four of them. And I can understand seeing some discrepancy because maybe somebody saw him at a different time. You're some guy, and some guys, it's obviously subjective by the person. These scouts, some are newer, some are older, and some like some things more than others. They're going to rate them higher based on other things, right? Chauncey Bowens, that's who we were talking about. Yeah. So 120. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I don't know that that's what's happening. What I'm telling you is that it's weird that he would jump up 120 and you have 10 that drop an average of 70 when they go to Florida, their biggest rival. Because I can understand how any Florida fan would say what the professor just said, period. Yeah. No, it won't. Guys, and here's the thing. You're not going to get everybody. You're not going to get everybody. And at some point, the kids that are in this class or in future classes too are going to look at it and say, man, I may never get on the field. And if they do that, then you probably don't want them anyway. Right. So if they end up going somewhere else because they think that they're going to get more time, then so be it. So be it. That's just kind of how it is. And, in the end, be excited about the guys you're getting. This is going to be another top 10 at minimum and probably a top 3 by the time this is all said and done. If you end up getting Stoney, which we all know that Stoney's should be coming to OU, then you've got everybody's been saying the same about Williams Nwaneri. That's number 1 and 2 at the defensive line. As we just said, On 3 did project Nigel Smith today. And he's been high up the list. In fact, I'm on 247. Let's take a look at what they have him at. Player rankings. Dylan Rail is still number 1. Let's go with position. What? Plus wow. I think I may have missed him. Yeah, he's the number 19 rated one, but so they have him 100% to OU as well. So does 247, right? So, that's another 4-star. He is nationally ranked at 115. I could see that going up to being another top 100 guy. To me, again, he's my favorite recruit in the country. It just is. Yeah, give us dudes. K9, Sam Bradford, Quinn. Yeah, listen, you're right. You're right 1,000%, bro. You're right 1,000%. But again, when you start looking at this, and don't think for 1 second, okay, the reason that I have a problem with this, the biggest reason I have a problem with this is the fact that because of those valuations, these kids are now getting paid based on that. Don't think that for 1 second that does not influence what these schools do to get these guys in the fold. And if you're able to get that dropped, and that drops, that hurts them in their pocketbook. If you're dropping 70 places, what do you think that's doing to that valuation? It's going way down, right? That's not the right way to go about things, man. It's just not. Just to rain down hell to Texas. Yeah. What is he saying about Simmons? That's hilarious. Yeah, no. And listen, I'm not just saying it's just Florida. Hey, buddy, this is the latest thing. And I understand that Michigan State's been saying this. I remember that they've said a lot of stuff. Florida State's been complaining in the past. Yeah. There's a lot of guys that, hey, it's not and here's the one thing, and this is what they can hide behind, is the fact that it's not a perfect science, and it is subjective no matter what. It's not like you just, you have a computer look at it and it spits out a star rating for you by looking at their stats or anything else. You just can't do it, right? No matter what, it's going to be, that these guys are, when they're in that 3 and 4 star, high 3 into the 4s or 4s into the 5s, that these guys are unreal, right? And as you can see, like 247 on Taylor Tatum, they have him outside of being a top 5, but with the composite, all of them together, he's the top 5. He's a 5-star. I mean, so it is what it is. But when you start messing with the kids' money is the problem that I have with it. And that's exactly what they're doing. It's bad enough that, you can screw with the school, and coaches. I mean, it hurts the programs too. Don't get me wrong, but coaches get it the way they. Dang, dog. Sorry about that. So yeah. Hey, man, probably. Iron sharpens iron. OU is becoming a beast of a metal shop. I like it, Ben. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, man. Yeah. That's the problem that I have with the whole thing, right? But, this did jump up. Oklahoma does jump up in the recruiting rankings for this time. And I mean, to be fair, and just to tell you this much, Florida remains way up in the 247 recruiting rankings. If you look at the team rankings here. All right. Let's take a look. You still have Georgia at number 1 with 25 commits. They have 3 5-stars. Ohio State with 4 5-stars there at number 2. Florida comes in at number 3 and 21 commits and 2 5-stars as well. Top 5 rounded out by Michigan and Penn State. They don't have any. They've got 26 and 23 commits. No 5-star commits so far. Alabama at number 6. They have 3 5-stars, but they only have 14 total commits so far. 17 commits for SC at number 7. No 5-stars. Tennessee with 1 and 18 commits at number 8. Number 9, Notre Dame. Number 10, Texas A&M. Notre Dame doesn't have any 5-stars. A&M has 1. Then it goes Oregon, Clemson, Florida State, LSU, Miami, then OU. And as of right now, you have 1 5-star, but they have him as, I don't know how they're doing this as far as the rankings on this part. If they're showing him as a 4-star or what on Taylor Tatum. Right now they're showing as you only have just the 1 5-star guy. I guess it is Tatum because they're not showing anybody else as a 5-star. So it's got to be, yeah, because he is the composite 5-star. So anyway, but that's just with 15 commits so far as well. And you're still looking at, and they do get fired for lackluster recruiting. Absolutely. Absolutely, Hummus. Thank you. And he says, as a Buckeye fan, I'm glad you guys got him and not our future conference foe, SC. Yeah, wouldn't be that surprised if you don't really have to face the same USC by the time all is said and done. If they have an 8-4 season that I see USC having this season, what are you saying? Kirkster, I think, to be fair, you need to look at USC 22-23. They made a big jump at USC. Of course they did. They didn't done nothing on defense. It's the same thing that they were doing at OU. And to be able to get, and when you're recruiting against Lincoln there, Kirk, and you get the number 1 running back in the country from him, that's a big deal for OU. Haters or not, haters going to hate, but that's how it is. Where was that? Anyway. Just talking recruiting rankings? Yeah. Yeah, well, they're way up there right now. Look, Lincoln's going to recruit well. He's definitely going to recruit well. The problem with him is recruiting on the defensive side and getting that whole team. And all these SC fans are going to continue loving on him and thinking that he's the truth and that it's going to bring him back to the national championship. OU fans have thought that the entire time he was there, and he didn't. They got worse every year. They got weaker and smaller every year. And he's got that same yoga teacher there doing strength and conditioning for him and Wiley. So it's going to be the same kind of deal, man. Yes, and then they lost the number 1. Yeah, they lost the number 1 quarterback too to Georgia. So I feel like they're going to struggle, man. I do. And here, think about this. Why it's starting to look more and more to me like you could see Lincoln leave with Caleb Williams to the NFL this year. Depending on who's, where we're talking about. Imagine them, going to a place like the Raiders. I don't know why you would keep Josh McDaniels around if you're the Raiders, but maybe they will. But I could see the Raiders ending up with the number 1 pick. And then you could definitely see Josh getting fired. because he's just kind of imploded that team completely since he got there. Yeah. Right. You're correct. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. You've got OU, they've got 15 commits, and then Bama, I think they had somewhere around the same, 14. Yeah. SC's only got 17 though, 12 of them being, they're doing a good job as well, and they're averaging around 91. Alabama's at 93.68. OU's around 91 as well. So Alabama's still recruiting high level, right? Oh no, that would be SC according to Lincoln Riley. Ben, come on now. Shake weight yoga. And our first nominee for comment of the day goes to Chicken. So yeah, awesome. That's awesome, bro. Hank's been saying I can't take credit for that. This has been Hank all year. He's been saying it for a while. Him and James. Where is old James Thrice at? They've both been saying it for a pretty good while now. Yeah, Texas, they've only got 15 commits as well, so they're down there. I see why they're a little butthurt. You can see why they're a little butthurt today. They don't have any 5-star guys. They only have 9 4-stars. It's a shame. It's a shame. UT, I guess they're getting ready for when, they have to give up the program for Sark. He gone. I think he's going to be gone. Let's see. Blevin said Tebow was so mad he had Wiley make the team lift 10-pound weights while doing bro, that's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that I can still see him coming. I can. And, we'll see. The bottom line is you got to look at it pragmatically here. I mean, dude, Sawchuk and Barnes are sophomores, right? They're sophomores. You've got 2 freshmen that are unbelievable. You've got, Tawi isn't Tawi a sophomore also? We just had it up, but I don't have it there anymore. But Tawi, I think he's a sophomore as well. Maybe he'll be going into his junior year. I mean, you've got guys that are stacking up here, and now you got the number 1 in the country running back coming in. Plus, you are Xavier Robinson, who, Jay was talking about him being one of those GOAT type runners, right? I mean, here's the deal. You got to look at this and be pragmatic about it. You're not going to get everybody. You're just not going to get everybody. And look, it is what it is. The main thing for me, I'm still of the opinion that the main thing that you want if you're Oklahoma and an Oklahoma fan is you want to make sure that they fill up this defensive hall, right? That's where you got to make sure they're better at. So we'll see what happens though, man. Let's see. Dude, I don't know. I think it's ruining his career. He might. Maybe he's got his freaking. Maybe he's got his. Maybe he's got his recipe for anything that he cooks. No, they won't. They're going 8-4, bro. They're going 8-4. I'll show you why. You know what? I'll show you why. Let's do this. They're going 8-4, bro. All right. It starts off early. It starts off good, right? Okay. No, they won't. It'll be. I think that here's the reason why. And again, you got to think of it in terms of now the Heisman quarterback. He saved. Think about it. They literally they were this close to having 6 wins his last year at OU, right? But if you look at this, the Arizona State game, yeah, of course they're probably going to win that. They should win they're going to win these games, right? But here, they got to go to Colorado. If Colorado's good on offense, which they will be, and they're even just a little better on defense, they could lose that game. I'm not predicting it. I'm telling you they could. If Tulane can beat them, don't tell me that they can't with a really good quarterback here, because they have one. All right. Then you've got, okay, so after that one, then it's Arizona. That should be a win at home, but they struggled with Arizona last year. Okay. They struggled with them. So, you could see them losing one of these games. At Notre Dame, coaches got it as a lock, man, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're anywhere as good. They were close with them in the Coliseum last year until they had a late turnover, right? But look at this. Now that they've got a real quarterback there, who's to say they should win it? It's a rivalry game. They could win the game, right? Then you've got Utah. Until they beat Utah, I say that Utah's a loss. So at least you got to figure they've already got at least one loss coming into the Utah game. There's number 2. Utah. They're going to lose that game. Cal's a win, but then you get to host Washington. Look at this stretch coming down the stretch. You've got Utah, Cal, Washington, at Oregon, and then UCLA. UCLA owes them one. They're going to probably lose. I don't see does anybody expect them to beat Oregon on the road? Because I don't. It's not going to happen. Yeah, and if Caleb breaks a nail, they go 7-5. Look, man, I've got them at 8-4, and there's a reason for it. I do. I really have them at 8-4, and you can argue with me if you want, but I want to hear why. Why not? Oregon's the only lock loss. Okay, I didn't say that it was I didn't say any of the rest of them were a lock, though, Kirk. But think about this. All right. Utah, wait a minute. Utah, they haven't beaten them yet. They still got the same quarterback. They're going to have a better defense. All you got to do is hang around. That's the lock for me. There's 2. That's 2 locks then. So Oregon and Utah. I also think that, Washington with Michael Penix, they look good. They're better. Notre Dame is Notre Dame. Maybe. They have a good quarterback now. And look, what was they've won more than they've lost over the last 20 years, man, for sure. They won more than they lost over the last 20. But yeah, SC, yeah, okay. But UCLA, look, Dante Moore's a freshman, so they could win that one. But it's not hard to see another 2 after these, if you say that there's 2 locks, because I'm saying there's 2 locks for sure. But I could see them losing to Colorado. I could see them losing to Notre Dame for sure. I could see them losing to Washington. I could see them losing to UCLA easily. You could get 2 out of that's 5 more games. You get 2 out of that pretty easy. I think at minimum 3 losses, but probably 4. I got them. That's my pick. 4 losses. I got them at 8-4. Everybody can, you can remember I said it. Come back and see us when they don't. If you're, if I'm wrong. That's all. Yeah, they're lucky that they don't play freaking Oregon State this year, because they don't. But last year, they went 11-1, but they didn't play Washington or Oregon that year. They didn't play them, so it looked real good for everybody, especially when they were 4-8 the year before. But when you don't play 2 of the best programs in the whole deal, I've been saying it was a week 8-4, man. It was a week 8-4. And I could be wrong. But I bet I'm close to right. That's all I know. I bet I'm close to right. All right. We've been going for an hour. Let's just kind of wrap this thing up. Okay. So as I said, also committed. And let's not forget we had a 4-star wide receiver, Zion Reagans, also committed this week to Oklahoma. That's he ran a 10.4 100 earlier this season as a track star. Another kind of guy that's going to tear the top off as a receiver. OU's doing his thing, man. OU's doing his thing. I think 10-2. Yeah, I think you're right there, Matt. Yeah. OU had the easier schedule. Or yeah, SC had a super easy schedule last season. Comparatively, compared to this year for sure. in that stretch alone, if you think about it, it was that, and you know, you start at Colorado, then you go Cal, and then it jumps into Oregon and, you know, or Utah, then it goes to, you know, you end up with Oregon, Washington, all those guys to close out the season. Notre Dame's in that stretch. It's going to be a tough one, man. It's going to be a tough one. Prediction for OU schedule: say 12-2, losing to Texas as Red River, but beating them in the championship game, then losing in the first round of the playoffs. Oof. Yeah. I'm not going there yet. I want to wait and see what we got for the rest of the year before I start playoff talk. Yeah, Reagan's is a burner. He's gonna blow it, and he's a little dude, but he's got speed. You know, same with Jacquez Petaway, who will be there this season. It's another guy that I still think, you know, we didn't get to see him during the spring, but that's because he was ripping up the track everywhere all around Texas. So, and he looked like he was built like a linebacker, but that's another one of those, you know, 21, 200 guys. Tariq Hill fast. Yeah, he definitely is. Well, speed kills. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everybody coming in here. I'm going to jump out of here for this Friday. You know, thanks a lot again. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do go ahead and jump in there, hit the like. It's so important for us creators to continue to get us out there on that algorithm. Yeah. Brandon Harper is the hey man, don't forget about Brandon Harper. I like that, Matt. Good call. Like it. Yep. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna wait and see kind of how it all shapes out. And I think that the biggest thing is that they're gonna have to kind of step up and have that 10-2 bottom season. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to make sure that's what happens. But yeah, appreciate everybody coming in. We will be here starting on Tuesday. I'm going to get in at least 3 live streams next week, possibly up to 4. We did 3 live streams this week as well. And but by the time the season starts, we will be at 5. Yeah. And you could be right on that, Miles. You could. Oh, another 30. Kim, thanks, man. But I don't really have can't do it, man. I got to get out of here. I got a couple things I need to get done anyway. But I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you even wanting that extra time, but I appreciate that. I got to get out of here though. And we will see you guys on the next one.